Top 10 Best Movies on Netflix. Your new favorite film is waiting for you on Netflix, with its massive library of new and classic films, as well as plenty of movies you won't find anywhere else. The streaming service has something for everyone. Hey guys, welcome to your entertainment channel, Netflix Tops, where we tell you about the top-rated movies and series on Netflix. So, grab your popcorn and stay with us until the end of this video, because today's video is going to list down the top 10 best movies to watch on Netflix. So, let's get started. Number 10. Interceptor. Starting the month in great style is Elsa Pataky-led action flick Interceptor. As the title suggests, the movie takes place in an interceptor base, a defensive military station that's always ready to take down incoming enemy missiles. With the nuclear threat hanging over the world, every major country has its own interceptor bases to minimize the damage of possible attacks. So what would happen if Russian pawns infiltrate an interceptor base, trying to deactivate these defensive measures before the Red Nation missiles are even launched? Some would think that the evil Russian trope was out of fashion, but, well, apparently not quite. Interceptor follows Pataky as she tries to take down the invaders all by herself after only spending a few hours in an interceptor base. That sounds like one hell of a first day on the job. The film's images tease a classic action movie where the hero uses her wits and her fists to neutralize an army of bad guys. Grab the popcorn, this one's a must-watch. Number 9. The Power of the Dog. The Power of the Dog is a slow, sly movie that reveals itself to you in a subtle, measured glimpse at tenderness that are otherwise caked in grit, cruelty, and crudity. Set in 1920s Montana, Jane Champion's awards contender stars Benedict Cumberbatch, giving one of his best performances yet as Phil Burbank, a gruff and bitter cowboy who takes an immediate dislike to his brother's, Jesse Plemons' new wife, Rose Kirsten Dunst. In turn, her son Peter, Cody Smith-McPhee, takes a dislike to him, determined to protest his mother, setting the stage for fascinating subtle power plays and dynamic shifts as the contentious new family attempts to settle in together. As with all Campion films, you can expect exquisite shots and stunning glimpses into all moments of human vulnerability. But The Power of the Dog is also a challenging, often caustic film about tracing the ripples of toxicity. It certainly isn't your average neo-western, so don't go in expecting standoffs or shootouts, but even without those flashy calling cards, The Power of the Dog makes a striking impact that seems to land all in one final blow. Number 8. Hustle. While Adam Sandler is best remembered for his comedic roles, we could argue that the star does a more impressive job when he's allowed to play melancholic parts. Uncut Gems, we are looking at you. So we are pretty excited about Hustle, a movie where Sandler plays Stanley Sugarman, a washed-up basketball coach trying to find meaning in his life. Just as he's thinking about giving up, Stanley finds a new wonder player in Spain, NBA player Juanjo Hernan-Gomez. So with the help of his wife, Queen Latifah, Stanley will do whatever he can to give this younger new star his deserving place in the spotlight. Co-produced by basketball legend LeBron James, Hustle is looking to be a deeply emotional underdog story that's also a love declaration for the sport. Number 7. I Am Thinking of Ending Things. Charlie Kaufman is no stranger to films that make you feel like your brain is leaking out of your head, like with his directorial debut, Synecdoche, New York, or with screenplays like Being John Malkovich and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. With I'm Thinking of Ending Things, Kaufman adapts Ian Reid's novel of the same name, in which Jake, Jesse Plemons, brings his girlfriend, Jessie Buckley, to meet his parents, Toni Collette and David Thewlis. But of course, no Kaufman story could be that simple, as I'm Thinking of Ending Things becomes a twisty, strange, and remarkable experience, unlike any other film. By the end, I'm Thinking of Ending Things becomes one of the most insane and towering achievements of Kaufman's career, which is really saying something. Number 6. Halftime. With an incredible talent for acting and a voice that can melt even the coldest hearts, Jennifer Lopez is one of the biggest stars to ever rise both in Hollywood and in the music industry. However, the path to success was an arduous one, and Netflix's new documentary, Halftime, will show how a girl from the block faced prejudice and harassment while trying to rise to stardom. The documentary will explore the early life of Lopez, exposing all the obstacles she had to face in her career until her halftime show in 2020's Super Bowl, one of the highest honors in any musician's career. Mixing archive footage and interviews with Lopez, her family and friends, and the people who worked with her, Halftime promises a deep dive into the inspiring story of one of the biggest Latinx icons in the whole world. Number 5. Worth. A drama set in the wake of 9/11 is a tough sell, but Worth is absolutely one of the best films of 2021. Based on a true story, it follows an attorney in Washington, D.C., who is tasked with figuring out exactly how much each of the 9/11 victims' families will receive as a part of the insurance payouts, literally deciding each person's worth. He battles bureaucracy and cynicism at every turn, and is touched by his interactions with the victims' families. Michael Keaton and Amy Ryan give terrific performances here, and Stanley Tucci is a scene stealer as always. Number 4. Wrath of God. With Netflix expanding its catalog of international production, we get the chance to watch some amazing movies produced outside of Hollywood. This month, Netflix is adding the Argentinian thriller The Wrath of God, La Ira de Dios. The film follows a young woman, Lucina Macarena Akiga, who sees every member of her family die one after the other. When all that's left of her family is her younger sister, Lucina starts to race against the clock to find out what is happening and how she can stop it. The Wrath of God is adapted from a novel of the same name by Guillermo Martinez. Number 3. Crimson Peak. The first thing to know about Guillermo del Toro's misunderstood 2015 film Crimson Peak is that it's a gothic romance, not a horror movie. There are ghosts to be sure, and definitely spooky parts, but the film is more inspired by Jane Eyre or Rebecca than it is The Conjuring, and that's why it's so great. Set in 1901, the story follows an aspiring author, Maya Wasikowska, who meets a dashing English gentleman, Tom Hiddleston, and falls in love. The two quickly marry, and she moves to a remote part of England to live in an aging estate with her new husband and his icy sister, Jessica Chastain. The estate ends up being full of ghosts, and twists abound as our young protagonist finds herself in over her head. It's a haunting, romantic, and chilling ghost story that's lovingly crafted by one of the best filmmakers working today. Number 2. Everybody Knows. Asghar Farhadi has been making excellent dramas fused with thriller undertones for a few years now, and his first Spanish-language movie, Everybody Knows, is not an exception. Like watching a Liam Neeson thriller through the lens of a Spanish soap opera, we follow Laura and her 2 kids as they travel from Argentina to Spain to attend her sister's wedding. The joyful occasion turns sour as Laura's older daughter gets kidnapped and the family's secrets begin to spill. An absorbing melodrama about the dark side of power combined with a kidnapping thriller makes for a fascinating experience that allows Cruz and Bardem to do one of their best performances in years. Farhadi crafts a very dense movie that will benefit from multiple viewings to pick up on the many details that build the main mystery. Number 1. Spiderhead. Spiderhead stars Chris Hemsworth as a scientist who conducts human experiments in a prison. That means Hemsworth will be able to flex some new muscles, as he got cast for a big production outside the action hero type he usually plays. The trailer for Spiderhead is bone-chilling, as Hemsworth's scientist destroys lives without even flinching. The goal of the penitentiary is to try out new technologies to control the minds of the prisoners, figuring out just how obedient humans can really be. The film follows 2 lab rats trapped in the penitentiary, played by Miles Teller and Journey Smollett, as they try to escape the disturbing place with their lives. And this brings us to the end of the video. What are your thoughts on today's video? Share with us in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for amazing movie reviews coming your way. And thank you for watching.